Hey there, refurbers and scruffy looking nerf herders. This is scruffy looking RGB. Today we are in Chibakanteidan in Matsudo of all places, and they do have a nice section of games on the second floor here, from Switch and PS5 to other things as well. Let's take a look in the display case. There's a lot of cool things in here, including some magazines. They've got some Famitsu magazines, which look very nostalgic. Momotaro's on one, and Super Mario 3, the classic artwork there. About 4,000 each. There's 8-bit music. It's a newer Famicom game. I haven't got to play before, but it looks pretty fun. Has a lot of good music in it, I hear. There are these Super Famicom and Famicom games down here. Here's a really yellowed Kamen Rider. I didn't realize it was such an expensive game. A little over 8,000 yen for that. I think it's one of those point-and-click adventures. Rockman 6 for 2,500, that's pretty good. Athena is about 5,000 there. That's about what it goes for, I think, though. Boku no Dracula-kun for about 1,500, which is pretty good. Akumajo Densetsu there for 4,500. I'm sorry, 5,000 yen, excuse me. But that's pretty much on par with how it goes these days. Some box games. Yanchamara 2 for about 20,000 yen. There's Doa Doa Kunio Dodgeball. Wrecking Crew for about 7,000 yen. A few GBA games too. Wonder Swan. It's got Digimon and Terrors too, I believe. An interesting, I think this is a Beat Mania game. 2,500. And it looks like it has like a little scratch pad you twist when you play. It's kind of a cool peripheral. Sorry, it's Dance Mania, not whatever I said before. They've got Glay Lancer, the 30th anniversary, for about 6,000 yen. Some boxed WonderSwan games. Gunpei, EX, Magical Drop, Makai Mura, Digimon, Dekotora Densetsu by Naxat. Pretty cool set of games here. Pico Pico is an interesting Famicom game too. Some Super Famicom box games. Batman for about 3,500. X-Police about 8,500. What else do we have? There's Mother for 6,000. A little bit more than the most recent ones I've found, but definitely cheaper than the North American version. There's Clock Tower. Got Mother 3. About 7 or 8. Excuse me, 8,900 there. Some DS games. We've got Hudson Soft Cue Card Power League going for 5,400. I wonder if that's a rare baseball game. That seems pretty steep for a baseball game. Some Game & Watches and more GBA loose. Rockman XA6. Starfy. Mr. Digger 2 for 1,200. That seems like a pretty good deal for that. And Final Fantasy 1 and 2, 2,000. That's about what it goes for. What's that? Bokujo Monogatari right there. Fire Emblem is about 3,000. Lots of Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon games there. Blue ones are about 1,500 and the rubies are 2,800. Got Fire for about 4,000. There aren't any emeralds that I can see. I'd say Fire and Emblem. Sorry, Emerald is probably the most expensive one. Metroid Zero Mission. Mother 3 for 5,000. Metroid Fusion for about 6,000. Some good games in here. A little bit higher than I've seen them go for. There's this weird hard case here. Looks like it's from a rental shop. It's got Mother in it. It's about 4,000 yen for that. So there's an advertisement that says Famicom House. It must have been like a rental place. I don't know. Master System games back there. Here we are in the top shelf. There's Phantasy Star for the Mega Drive. Game Tengoku here for 8,400 in the big box for a Saturn. That's a huge box. I don't know if that game is really worth that much, but I might be mistaken. Ultra Core there for about 6,000. Harrier 2. Some other Sega Saturn. Street Fighter Collection, 3,500. Oshaberi Parodius. And Jitsugyo Parodius. 7,500 for that on the PlayStation. Magical Drop 3 plus Wonderful. 3,500. Champion Edition Street Fighter. For the Hue card on the PC Engine, 22,000. Wonder Dog by Victor. I don't know what that game is for. Yumimi Mikuse. Death Crimson. It's hard to tell what system these games are for. There's Saturn in there. Alright. Bunch of loose games. They have Astro Ninja Man DX for about 4,900. That's probably the newer one. The less rare one, I believe. But there's some GameCube games here. Metroid Prime for 2,500. That's about a 6,000 to 8,000 yen game for complete for the GameCube. Mario RPG for 900 yen. Son 2 for PC Engine Hue card there, loose. And then this thing here is the Kingdom of Tears. It has a collector spoon with it. I believe it is the actual Switch? No. It just says Zelda Densetsu Tears of the Kingdom. And it says it doesn't have the game inside. But it hasn't been used. So I'm not sure all what comes in there. Alright, we have some mix of CD-ROM and cue card games here. Also Mega Drive CD games. Quiz Scramble. Probably not good for non-Japanese speakers. We got King of Fighters 95 for the Neo Geo CD. 980 yen. I don't have a Neo Geo CD, but that doesn't seem like a bad price. And we've got Fighters History Dynasty. 2,400 yen. There's a crack on the case, but I think these Neo Geo CD games are actually going up in price, so it might be a good deal. Heavy Nova for the Mega Drive. What do we got here? Samurai Spirits, that's for PC. Schwarzschild for the PC Engine. That is more than likely a simulation type game, so I'm not very interested in that. Here we have the arcade Garon Densetsu 2, about 1,500 yen. I did pick this up in Akihabara not too long ago for only 500 yen, so you guys let me know if it's still worth 1,500 yen. We got Pachinko-kun, 780 yen on Hue card. Kind of a cute game. I don't know if this is an action platformer or if it's just a silly pachinko game. There's that. We've got Golden Axe here for 1,900, and I hear this is a really terrible port of Golden Axe. But you guys let me know. There's Human Sports Festival, as opposed to the other sports festivals they have in the area here. Momotaro Dentetsu. This is another like board game type game, so not very interesting. Space Harrier for 2,000 yen. There are some cracks in the case. So there's that. But that was it for cue card PC Engine games. Have a few GBA games here. Passion Red. What do we have here? Is this Full Metal Alchemist? Is that what that is? I could be completely off. Okay, and into the Mega Drive games. Echo the Dolphin. Got NHK Kaiga Drama. Nice samurai drama. Sports Volleyball Monaco. GP Monaco. Pio Pio. Whoa! We've got Ninja Densetsu. Looks like it could be an action platformer. I'm not totally sure. But we are in a bus terminal, everybody, as you can tell by the speaker overhead. Garon Densetsu here for 2,000 yen. Alright, Shining Force, Super League. And we go down. Oh, we've got, here we go, I like to see this. Super Mario 2, 4,280 yen back in the day at, looks like Ito Yokado. But now you can get it for a 2,000 yen. This doesn't seem terribly bad. The box is pretty roughed up, but looks good on the shelf at least, right? Let's take that here. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail, who knows. So it is a beautiful, very impactful Famicom case for sure. Super Mario USA. Very interesting part of Mario history there. Yoshi's Tamago, or Yoshi's Egg. 1,000 yen. Very cute anime there. Tetris, Dr. Mario. What do we got here? Derby Stallion. Nobody can be without that. 800 yen. Argus. Another shooter. Very early shooter on the Famicom. 800 yen. I mean, the box is, you know, not the greatest, but not terrible. Oh, we got another Final Fantasy III for 2,400 yen. It is pretty scruffed up, but it's 2,400 yen, so Final Fantasy is pretty popular these days. If you didn't know, big anniversary happened around December last year, so everyone's snatching up the millions of copies of Final Fantasy out there. Final Fantasy 3. I think it was 100 yen less at the last place I checked out last week. If you want to check out that video, I'll leave the card in here, timestamp somewhere. Dragon Quest, not interested. Shogi is also not very interesting to me. We got sports. What else? Mahjong, nope. Baseball, fun baseball there. Dr. Mario, golf, cute art for the golf, and Yoshi's Tamago. What do we got here? Super Mario Advance 3, 1,500 yen. That's a cute game. Moving down, we have Populous. We're getting into some Super Famicom, but we still got the OG Famicom here. Comes in a nice little hard case, this Pac-Man. You gotta like this original Pac-Man artwork there by Taito. 1,800 yen for Pac-Man. Pac-Man's getting up there. We do have Dig Dug 2 with the manual inside. It's not bad. Has a hard case too. I like these hard cases. I might have to get it just for the hard case. It's got a nasty extra sticker on there. Somebody probably wrote their name on that, I imagine. But I'd probably take that off if I got this. 1,000 yen, Dig Dug 2 with the manual. It's Othello. These are interesting. There's like a whole pack of these, 4 or 5 of them in these interesting cases. I don't know if that's like from a rental shop or what, because I don't think these cases are original Nintendo cases. But it does pique my interest. Got Goonies here too. Maybe it was the original case, but they lost the insert. I don't think Goonies was a hard shell case though. So these are very peculiar for me. If you guys know down there what's the deal with these. It just looks like they lost the insert probably. Because I know Wagyan Land was actually in a hard case, if I'm remembering correctly. But Bomberman certainly was not. Bomberman, the first Bomberman was not in a hard case. I know that for a fact. So these are interesting cases. Nope, we got, what is this? Final Fantasy 2 for 800 yen. It's not bad. It comes in this cool little hard case. And I think that's just an insert. I don't think that's the... I don't know what's going on with that. We've got Go. I think that's what that game is called. Final Lap. A bunch of baseball games. Family. Mahjong. Probably not the most fun games. Famustar 90. Baseball was king here in Japan. We got Harikiri Stadium. And the Nobunaga series, I think, unless that's something else. We get down into the Super Famicom games. There's a lot of them. Mario World. Doing construction, heavy construction here. Puzzle Bobble. How much is that? Puzzle Bobble. Box is a little bent up. 1,600. Okay. We've got another game here that is a 800 yen. That's a good deal. Seiken Densetsu, which is a very expensive game, I believe, in North America. 800 yen. Box is a little messed up, but not really bad. Okay, that's number 2, and then we got Seiken Densetsu number 3. And there is no manual, unfortunately, but it is 2,400 yen, so that's a bit of a jump in price from 800 yen between the second and third one there. What do we got here? Here we got Dodgeball with Kunio, 2,000 yen. Very cute art on that Super Famicom case. If you're a Kunio fan, definitely worth picking up. Let's check out the Donkey Kong prices. 800 yen, but no manual. How about Donkey Kong 3? 800 yen. Doesn't say no manual, so the manual's in that one. That's cool. Very, very cool. And somebody was asking me a lot about Super Mario World. How much does it go for? Well, that one goes for 2,000 yen. And this one goes for 2,000 yen. And I'm pretty sure they both have their manuals in there. Not super minty, not super terrible. I'd say average. They're a little bit scruffy here and there, but still cool. You see Mario, you know what that means. It's time for Famicom games. So they do have a really big selection of Famicom games. This whole side of the wall is Famicom games. So look at Spartan X, Gradius, the great games for Famicom. City Connection, that's a fun, I think it's Japan exclusive, little car platformer, pretty interesting. Makai Mura 1500, that's not bad. Makai Mura is another great one. Ghosts and Goblins, Goonies 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Dragon Quest, Bomberman, the very first Bomberman. Pac-Man is going for 1,800. Gone up in price, I see. People want that Pac-Man, that original Pac-Man there. Goemon 2 is 1,500. I do like the way they do the art on this box. It's kind of like cutout artwork. Very Japanese-esque. Twin B for 1,000. That's a good deal for Twin B. Great shooter on the Famicom. And we got Downtown Nekketsu Monogatari, great beat 'em up. Also Dig Dug, the original Dig Dug here. I spent lots of quarters in the arcade playing this one at the local 7-Eleven or wherever it was. Dig Dug, that was a lot of fun. 2,000 yen. This one has definitely gone up in price. Just got 3 Dig Dugs there. We've got Solomon's Key, 1,500 for that one. San. I think that is a platformer or a shooter type platformer for that. Nuts and Milk, a very interesting Famicom early game there. Kind of along the lines with the Donkey Kong and things like that. But here we got Rockman 5 for about 800 yen, great deal. Usually it's about that much. But you can't go wrong with 800 yen for Rockman, never. Lode Runner, another original game for the Famicom. Well, I don't know if it's originally Famicom, but another classic game for the Famicom. We got Getsu Fumaden, which is a really awesome game. It's similar to, along the lines of Akumajo Densetsu. It's by Konami. It has a recent Switch release, the past 2 years ago maybe. Really interesting, worth checking out. 1,500 yen is good for it. Used to be able to get it for about less than 1,000 yen, but now that the game is out on the Switch, things get popular, so a little bit more these days. Valkyrie Densetsu, but this is called Valkyrie Boken, and this is the one for the Famicom, a very role-playing type game, so very slow going, very rudimentary, not the best graphics in the world, but it was made a long time ago, so what can you do? Got Rockman 4 here, also great, 1,200 yen, well worth the price. Rockman 4. Love the Rockman artwork, always. Oh, let's look over here. We've got another great shooter, Parodius. Parodius is 1,500 yen. Love Parodius. That's probably, I might even say, my favorite shooter on the Famicom. It's a big, I suggest this to anybody. Parodius, you gotta get it. Really good. Lots of fun. And we have Ultraman Club. I think this is probably the funnest of the Ultraman games, if I'm not mistaken, a platformer. I hope it's not that half platformer role-playing type game, but I do like the artwork on this. As we go down, here we hit Rockman 6. Another great Rockman. Like I said, you can never go wrong with Rockman. He is the greatest ever. No questions. 2,500. I say that's about on par where it usually is. Pac-Land is much cheaper than Pac-Man. 600 yen. Still has that cute artwork. What do we got here? Babel. Spadio Sumo. I've actually never played this. Let me know if it's any good. Here we've got some interesting game here. It's Salad no Kuni no Tomato Hime. I believe the Tomato Princess? I'm not sure what it's called in North America, but I know it is pretty expensive in North America. So definitely a good deal at 1,000 yen. But you'll have to be speaking Japanese for that. I believe it's a role-playing game. So that'll stay on the shelf. Alright. Ooh. Fantasy Zone. Fantasy Zone is always a little bit higher priced Famicom game. Loose. 1,700 for that. There were a few things I missed in here, like this Core Graphics 2 for 1,500. Or sorry, 15,000. That's a pretty good price for that, in my opinion. It's in the box. Seems to have everything, except for the cable it doesn't have. But still, the box is pretty good shape. There's a Game Boy Color for 6,500. Two colors. There's a clear one in the box for 7,400, and a DMG right there for 6,900, which seems pretty darn steep. Some WonderSwan colors too for about 8,500 in box. I got the new Kirby game. They are buying for 3,500, but it goes for 5,200 here. It's got the Rockman Exe collection for the Switch. Some Luigi Mansion 2 for about 4,900. They do have some consoles here too, so check out this Super Famicom in the box for... It says the reset button doesn't work. That's weird. I've never heard of that before. 6,500. The box is fair. It's got scratches and stuff. But over here we've got a Nintendo 64, just the unit. It doesn't have any major scratches on it. It's 3,400 yen. Looks like somebody's been in here to check the jumper pack there, and it does have just the regular jumper pack. So it's not a terrible price, but not the best price I've had. Bunch of Wii's and Wii U's. 2,000, 3,000. The Wii is 1,000. Getting into Sega Saturns here. About 4,300 yen, just the units themselves. This one is pretty white. 4,300. Has a week guarantee on it. Got an Xbox 360 here. 5,000 yen for that. We got a PS3, 250 gigabytes, and it's 8,980 yen. And this, it's got a little bit of nastiness here, like water damage on the box. But I recently found one of these in the garbage. So stay tuned for that. I'll link that up here in the corner when I check the functioning of it. And on the top, some more Wii's. A couple of DS Lites in here for about 2,200 yen. You can hear me over the announcements. Loose PS3, the newer version for 8,000. The Dreamcast here for 3,800. Okay. And we have, what is this? DS Lite for 2,400. Bunch of amiibos in the case here. That little Pikmin dude is 4,000 yen. That's a cute little one there. Got Link, 9,000 yen. Wow. He's playing the Ocarina, looks like. He's got a Switch controller, one of the two. I didn't know those were so expensive. I'll keep my eyes open for those in the future. More amiibos. Bunch of Switch consoles. 42,000 for the Pokemon, most recent Scarlet Violet Pokemon. Splatoon 3 is 43,000. So the same. You got the Dragon Quest for 54,000. Those of you that collect the variants. There is a red 3DS for 7,000. There is a 3DS in there for 6,000. 3DS LL in the box. Monster Hunter one, 25,000. Oh, they got the Pokemon one in there too. 2DS, the clear yellow one, Pikachu, 25,000. There's a, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, they got the Pikachu version. Let's Go Pikachu version, 38,000. Switch. Did I get that? I wasn't even shooting the right thing. Switch Lite, the Pokemon one, 27,000. We've got the Nintendo Switch, unused, 36,000, Dobut's no Mori. And what is this red and blue one here? Spider-Man? No. Mario red and blue set for 40,000. So this is also brand new. All these are brand new pretty much. I got the Luigi Racing set for 60,000 or 6,000 yen. PlayStation controllers, 7,000 yen a piece. Brand new in the box. So PS5's down there, 55,000 and 55,000. It's another PS5, 47,000. And over here we got the Batman gem. We've got Neo Geo, the Porsche of retro consoles, at 60,000 yen in the box. Fair box, a little bit scruffy on tattered on the corners, but it's in the box. I'd say that's about what you find them for. Maybe a little give or take. HDMI selector for the mini, what is that? Mega Drive? PlayStation. There's an Xbox controller in there. A carbon black Xbox controller. And the words of wisdom. What do you say, Yoda?
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Alright, so that was Chibakanteidan, right here in Matsudo City. Let's take it home and see what I picked up today, shall we? Did you think I picked up a Super Famicom game? Sorry, I thought I'd throw you a little curveball there, but Daikono Gensan Ghost Building Company for the Game Boy, otherwise known as Hammer and Harry in North America. I've passed by this game many times, but it was time to pull the trigger. This is a really fun beat-em-up slash action platformer with shooter elements, made by IREM back in 1992. The game itself has a really cute Japanese anime type artwork on the front of Gen, Contrastingly, there is the North American artwork here. But I'll let you decide which one you'd have picked if you were a kid. The gameplay here is fun and interesting. Movement is a little bit slow, but it goes without saying. This is the Game Boy, not the PS5, so I'm not expecting too much from it. Once you get used to that, this game is a real treat to pick up and play. It's not too difficult, and the sprites and music are on point. This could definitely be the NES's replacement for the original Ghostbusters game, in my opinion. Some of the enemy ghosts kind of resemble Slimer. You get an unlimited amount of continues, which is really nice for those difficult boss levels. I'm really a fan of the variety of levels and the design of the sprites. The game is really well developed by IREM. This one gets 3 of 3 stars on the Scruffy scale. If you like these retro game hunts of Japan and you want to help support the channel, please consider joining the scruffy looking RGB crew. You get behind the scenes hunting secrets, modding tips, and you get to help out a scruffy looking nerf herder. Did you enjoy today's hunt? Let me know down in the comments what you'd have picked up had you been here. Don't forget to like and share this video to a friend if you want to see more like it in the near future. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks for joining today's adventure in Chibakanteidan at Matsudo City. Wherever you may be, stay safe, but above all, stay scruffy looking.
Who's scruffy looking?